Darkness took over Keijuo's sight as he felt an unbearable pain hit him for a split second as the sword severed his head. And then it was all gone and he found himself in a completely different location. Looking around, Keijuo found that he was on a small wooden boat floating in a dark sea. It wasn't just the sea, in fact, it was everything around him. It looked like he was floating in the middle of the sea inside some kind of abyss. It was at this moment that Keijuo saw something. Behind him, there was someone who was rowing the boat. It was a large creature, more than 3 meters tall, with a black robe covering his entire body and face. At that moment, as Keijuo was looking at the creature, it spoke to him. "Why do you resent death so much? In here you shall forever be calm and sleep peacefully for all of eternity." The thing spoke with a gravelly deep voice. Keijuo looked at the creature for a moment before he furrowed his brows, anger overtaking his expression. "Fuck that." The creature seemed taken aback for a moment before it released a long-winded laugh. It was so eerie that it sent shivers down Keijuo's spine. "You shall come back again, for it is your destiny." The thing spoke before Keijuo saw himself disappearing, his body turning into specks of light. Merely a few moments later, Keijuo disappeared completely. Huff asterisk asterisk huff asterisk. Inside a tent in the Hidden Leaf frontline camp, a young ninja was huffing as if he had just awoken from a terrible nightmare. It was Keijuo. What the fuck, Keijuo thought as he looked around him. This is my tent at the camp. Wasn't I just dead? Keijuo thought before something interrupted any further thoughts he might have had. Ding. User has unlocked the time loop system. Time loop system. Is this my cheat? Keijuo thought quickly as he read the text that had appeared in front of him on a holographic blue screen. A moment later, a new holographic panel appeared before Keijuo. Menu. Stats. Quests. There were only 2 options in this menu screen, the Stats tab and the Quests tab. Is this just a weakened version of the gamer? Keijuo thought before opening his Status tab. Stats. Name, Keijuo. Age, 12. Race, human. Strength, D. Endurance, D. Agility, D. Intelligence, B. Charisma, C. Skills. Time loop, level 1. Academy Taijutsu, level 8/10. Academy Shuriken Jutsu, level 9/10. Clone Jutsu, level 5/10. Substitution Jutsu, level 5/10. Transformation Jutsu, level 5/10. Looking over the information on his status screen, Keijuo was disappointed, to say the least. What the fuck are these shitty-ass stats? Did this guy just sleep the entire time in the academy? Keijuo thought. Sigh asterisk. Releasing a long sigh, Keijuo quickly calmed his emotions down. So I have a time loop system, which means that every time I die, I return to the start of that day. In less than an hour, I'll be dead, having died at the hands of a wimpy bitch, Keijuo thought as he remembered the young kid who had killed him whilst his hands shook. Fuck, Keijuo thought as anger surged into his head every time he thought of the event. At this moment, as Keijuo sat on his bed, he saw Kenji walk into the tent and inform him of the upcoming patrol mission. First, let's test out what will happen if I'm late to the mission. Maybe that way I'll be able to escape the encounter with the Cloud Ninjas. From what I saw, that guy who severed my head is most likely a Jonin sensei. Right now I have no way of actually killing him, Keijuo thought as he stood up from his bed and started getting his combat outfit back on. Opening the next tab of the system whilst he did so. Quests. Survive the first day. Reward, C rank Elemental Jutsu. That was the only thing on the tab. Reading over the quest, Keijuo furrowed his brows. I gain AC rank jutsu if I complete it, but if I don't then I just die. Keijuo thought in frustration. There was no penalty shown on the quest, but just by reading the name of the quest, you would know how the only way to fail this quest was dying. Dying in a ditch in the middle of some backwater country. Keijuo took his time as he got dressed up in his combat clothes instead of rushing like he had the previous turn. By the time he was done, 10 minutes had already passed. Turning around, Keijuo started walking to the entrance of the camp at an extremely slow pace, as if he were a civilian with no chakra taking a stroll around the local park. Sigh asterisk. Releasing a sigh as he walked, Keijuo thought back to the last 2 hours. He had woken up in a world that he thought was only fiction, and he had already died a gruesome death once. However, Keijuo didn't have time to contemplate or whine about his circumstances. He had no time to cry about what he had been thrust into. He either had to adapt and advance forward or lose his mind as he died over and over, and the same day repeated itself. Death had already told him that it was his destiny, however Keijuo had never believed that shit. My destiny. You know, that sounds a lot like something Neji would say. Keijuo thought as a grin appeared on his face. Only to disappear a moment later as Keijuo got serious once more. I'll survive, no matter what. Here's the 3rd chapter. I hope you guys are enjoying the story. Thanks for reading. Lots of love. Naruto author.